gonna jerk me off?
What the fuck? Bro,
Sometimes I ask myself,
what kind is that fan sub? Hello and welcome back to another episode of Neonz React. Today we'll be reacting to The Manga Was Better by Gigguk.
you either die an anime fan, or you live long enough to see yourself become a
To become a manga.
Sun Tzu.
I have already become a manga reader, so there's no need none of that.
Maybe even watching it for years. Maybe you don't even watch anime anymore, but you still watch these videos.
This like talk true to my feeling.
Eventually we all reach that point where there you are, watching that anime, talking about how much you're enjoying that anime, and then there'll be that one dickhead friend who'll rise up and go, why are you watching the anime?
Why you
It's manga, bro. It's so much better.
Yeah, there's always one guy, that guy, and I also have now become that guy.
But when you do, you realize, fuck, I'm friends with a dickhead. The manga was better is a phrase that's become synonymous with our community to the point where it's inescapable. But how much weight does it actually hold? What makes a good adaptation? What makes a bad adaptation? Is the manga actually better? Is your friend really a dickhead?
Absolutely questionable, but yeah.
Anime adaptations is a long and nuanced discussion that's been had so many times in our community that I don't even know where I can even begin.
But so why is it true, like the different adaptation and like the manga
adaptations will eventually lead you one step closer to mentioning Berserk. You have arguably the greatest manga at your fingertips and one of the greatest stories ever told. So surely if you just stick to the source material, no matter how it looks,
they did not stick it to it all.
Completely faithful to the story and characters still be bad?
The Black Swordsman, you!
Yes. Berserk 2016 is the benchmark of everything that can go wrong in an adaptation.
Jesus, what like just like the CGI vibes and like, oh my god, this is that.
Come visit your animation studio. No, Daddy, please. I've been a good boy. Please give me a good adaptation. Yeah, well, tell that to Promised Neverland over there.
Oh no! Why did you do that? Oh no!
Magnitude for the manga to be better. In fact, Berserk has not had one, not two, but three chances to get it right, with all of them having their own shortcomings we see with a lot of other adaptations. The movies had updated animation, some beautiful scenes, but sacrificed precious time building up its cast of characters. So many anime have had the dilemma of, okay, we only have a certain amount of runtime, so do we focus on those big climactic moments or a quiet scene with the characters? Fuck it, get rid of all those quiet parts.
It's like it's what build the character, it's what build all of the world.
Ironically, the best adaptation Berserk got was its first one, which is only really held back by a fuck you cliffhanger ending and animation that can rival a PowerPoint presentation. It's still a really good anime because, well, it's fucking Berserk. But here's the real question. Can I definitively say that even though this is a good anime, it does enough to warrant a watch over just solely reading the masterpiece of the manga? Well, yes, because it gave us some of the best dub outtakes of all time.
Alright, who's gonna jerk me off?
What the fuck? Bro,
sometimes I ask myself,
what kind is that fan sub? Because I'm absolutely confused.
It's a good adaptation, and for me, that answer is no. If I watch the first episode and I see that all you're doing is adding a generic soundtrack and mediocre animation, fuck it.
Yeah, that's just way. Yeah.
Don't lie to me. I know
and you can't just like imagine it in your own, like the music and like the sound effect and stuff. Yeah, you just like skim through some of the most boring parts.
Because so many come in with the philosophy of being a glorified advert for the source material anyway. That's why seasonal anime have low-key become a manga recommendation platform for me for those shows that I find catch my interest but just have completely bog-standard production values. If you're wondering how I go through so much isekai, that's the secret. And on top of that, before an adaptation can even be good, there are so many things it has to avoid to be bad.
Filler, of course, filler episode. That's just the most thing. Just like they wanted to pad it out so much. Jeez.
The current manga it was based on. Their solution?
You just like pat it out, yeah.
Back when I first watched Naruto, even my dumbass 12-year-old brain registered something was off when I was like, why did Naruto go from chasing Sasuke to becoming a giant robot? Does no one here have any urgency about what just happened? And it was then that I discovered the concept of filler episodes. Thankfully, modern day anime has realized now that basically everyone skipped filler episodes anyway.
Yeah, they just skip it so they do not make it.
Starts getting integrated into normal episodes. And I hate to do this to one of my favorite franchises of all time.
One Piece.
That's the reason I stopped watching One Piece. The One Piece anime is something I hold dear to my heart, but after a certain point, the anime just became unfucking watchable for me. I'd noticed several
true, like it's a lot of padded out, yeah. It's like a lot of padded out.
Keep cutting to characters nobody gave a shit about to do a scene that doesn't fucking matter. Pacing was murdered by characters constantly pausing and having extended stare-offs where absolutely nothing was achieved except padding out the runtime. This is when filler ceases to be just a minor inconvenience you can skip to something that actively hurts the viewing experience just so you can stretch out the material you have as far as
so like for the manga.
I started reading the manga and never looked back since. Manga readers have this obsession with getting a perfectly faithful adaptation, and it's easy to understand why. We've seen Promised Neverland Season 2, we've seen Tokyo Ghoul Route A, we've seen what happens when an anime looks at a manga and goes, no, I'm actually gonna do my own thing now, bye bye. Anime original ending.
Wow.
Shows that completely rush through the source material. The list goes on, and because of this, it feels like there's a pressure to stick as closely to the manga as possible, but is being 100% faithful always the best way to go? The Boys is a great example of this. It took a violent, edgy for edge's sake comic and reworked it to be a modern satire of superheroes and commercial.
Oh yeah, it's actually making it kind of better and stuff. Yeah, it's more interesting.
But anime has also done similar things. K-On! Transformed a 4-comer manga into a coherent ongoing storyline with a bit of music sprinkled in that became one of the most beloved slice-of-life anime to ever come out. Devilman Crybaby did, well, have you seen the original Devilman at all? While proving to be a stable route to success, can sometimes be a shackle. The anime is just trying to take every panel, every scene, and putting them on the screen. Because what I think we don't see enough is what it means to adapt to anime itself. Manga has a lot of strengths as a medium. You turn the page of a Junji Ito horror manga and it's a
and it was just like whoa with the image and like the detail, gruesome and
drawings that'll sink you unconscious, never to leave your memories again. And in the anime, it's like,
yeah, like the disappointment is just
transforming a manga to anime doesn't mean just adding movement. You need to know what works for anime and vice versa. You know, it's easy to show you a panel of Mob Psycho 100 than a scene from the anime and be like, I wonder what's the best way to experience the story. But I think it goes deeper than just animation equals good, because what I think is more important is capturing the soul of the original while translating it to what works best for film.
Capturing the essence, or yeah, I'm guessing it's about like capturing the essence of like the meaning of it.
Tell within 5 minutes when a show is adapting from a light novel as opposed to a manga. Characters aren't afraid to go on overly indulgent internal monologues.
And especially most of them is just isekai.
2 or more characters with almost nothing visually interesting going on. Character A is talking, okay, cut to character A standing still and talking. Character B starts talking.
Yeah, light novel is just that because like in like light novel it's just like
it all feels so rigid, like an AI program looked at the script and went, okay, plot understood, here are the storyboards. And only in the rarest moments does it feel like any thought was put into the visual aspects beyond the dramatic scenes and action moments. Cut to manga adaptations, boom, instantly, dialogue is used more sparingly. You normally get a sense there's a bigger emphasis on visual storytelling, which makes sense because did you know? Manga has visuals. Of course there are exceptions, but on the whole, anime based on manga often feel very different to anime based on light novels because the source material
because the source material is like all about like dialogue and character development through the dialogue and stuff.
You look at a dynamic shot like this and you immediately feel, alright, now this is an anime original production not bound to any manga. But when your anime could do things that are suited only for anime, like one of the big things where manga can falter, it's in the action.
Yeah, true, that's kind of I guess.
Where there's that big epic fight happening. Punches are being thrown, swords are swinging, shit is hitting the metaphorical.
And like there's a lot, even like there's a lot of like detail and action going on in the manga.
Easily get lost on a still page, so manga needs to compensate by portraying big, clearly defined actions, so the reader doesn't lose track of what's going on or just have a bloody monologue.
Yeah, true.
Take a look at this live-action choreographed fight scene. This one's a favorite of mine. You have 2 guys fighting, and has counters for counters of your counters, and this is all made in split seconds.
The martial art movie, like some of them is really amazing. You can see like just what's going on without like the camera shake and stuff.
That's what I'm gonna do is catch his kick and elbow his legs so he can't kick anymore. And the other guy would be like, haha, fool, I'll just bend my leg at the last second, blocking his elbow and nullifying his attack. Oh no, he blocked my elbow. Well, in that case, what I'll do next.
Yeah, it's just like the dialogue stuff.
These rules wow. So why is it that almost every adaptation pretends that it doesn't? More often than not, anime fights of a manga have the pacing of the manga fight. The framing looks exactly the same. Actions get explained even if we can clearly convey it through movement. Now, unless you're embracing the chaos like JoJo or Baki, you shouldn't always need to do this. Part of the reason I love the Hanami fight from Jujutsu Kaisen is that it strikes that perfect balance of explaining Todo's power but still showing you the effect it has on the opponent. But there doesn't even need to be any complex action going on. Ufotable looked at Demon Slayer and went, okay, this fight isn't too complicated, so how much can we push the climax of this one part? How much can we raise the bar of hype and excitement?
Wow, they actually make it more better. Damn, holy, I didn't expect that.
With one of the highest visual spectacles anime has seen. This was one of the moments that defined this year of anime, and this incredible, this out-of-the-world scene was 5 fucking panels in the
What?
manga. I mean, look at this. There was a whole panel explaining Uzui's sound power, and they went, no, we don't need this bullshit. This will just mess up with the pacing. We can show this
True.
visually. And then proceeded to turn this into...
Wow. Holy.
Motherfuckers might as well have just turned water
Yeah,
into
what?
wine, but this isn't limited to action scenes either. One of my favorite scenes from Naruto comes from a moment with Shikamaru. Spoilers for Naruto Shippuden if you still care about that.
Yeah, what?
Shikamaru
I mean,
has
we
just
already
lost
know
his
this.
team leader, and
Yeah.
they're all in the process of mourning. Randomly, his father invites him to play a game of shogi, which isn't too unusual for the two of them, and in 2 minutes of one single unbroken shot, his father slowly lectures him during the game. First, it starts off pretty calm, but as the words get harsher, you can see a shift in their body language. Shikamaru's emotion starts bubbling. The tax from the shogi board continues. It never cuts away. You feel every bit of awkward silence. Every
You can like,
unsaid
you
emotion
just
in
feel
the
that you
air.
are
The pressure
in there,
builds
you
up
know?
until eventually,
He just like
and
broke
in
out
that
of it.
moment, his father has given him permission to let out all the pent-up feelings he's been holding on inside. He's finally allowed to mourn. This scene is
Damn.
amazing. It's a masterclass of cinematography and visual storytelling, and it is not in the manga at all. Yeah, by the technical definition, this is actually filler. It's shit like this that shows you what can happen when you start treating anime like anime. A scene like this would have never worked as well in manga form, but with a different approach, you can take what a manga tried to convey and translate into something only anime can do. Berserk, Vagabond, Uzumaki, Goodbye Eri. These
Yeah, the
masterpieces of
popular
work so
manga
well
one, yeah.
because they are manga and fully utilize their medium to the highest potential.
Because like
It turns
if
something
in animation
tangible.
like
It
you
feels
you
like a
trying to draw
painting.
that,
You can
what?
pause the page, analyze every little detail, every single scratch of the pen the artist etched into this page. You can
Damn,
take
I
that
mean,
moment
like,
to
just the
take it
detail
all
in
and
itself.
marvel in
Whoo.
the moment for as long as you need. And in the anime, it's like, oh hey. That's
Yeah,
pretty
only
background.
like a quick
Yeah, it's
glimpse
gone.
and
This
stuff.
is just an inherent difference in the medium, and the only chance an anime will ever get to adapting these works well is if it can actually play to the strengths of its own medium, rather than trying to emulate the strengths of another, which is so goddamn rare. Is the manga better? Is because when an adaptation does get it right, anime can elevate a manga to heights it could never reach by itself. When you get a truly special adaptation that you get to experience for the first time on screen, it is a magical experience I will never stop chasing, no matter how many mediocre adaptations I need to sit through.
Wow, that was so well. Yeah, I just never get used to it. Wow, so like the takeaway is that sometimes the manga is better, but it's also depend on like the studio. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Click here to watch more of my content. Thank you for watching. Bye.